Pre-production is the insurance policy for your creativity.
We want to get you from pre-production to production, but the only way that you can do that is if you're efficient in what you're doing. Every hour in pre-production saves about 3 hours on set. Time is one currency that you can never get back. You can't recreate it, so you don't want to waste nobody's time.
Avoid sacrificing quality. Hire for commitment, communication, and adaptability, not just technical talent. And always make sure you know what your vision is, okay? Because if you deter from that, it's not good.
We all have big visions and big ideas until it's time to actually pay for it, right? I don't want to undermine the integrity of the film just because I don't have enough money. The best way to create money is to be able to build your own community, right? Make sure that you never have a closed mouth, because closed mouths don't get fed. You can't skip steps when it comes to film. You just never know what can happen. We underestimated the importance of a shot list, and we underestimated time, and we just underestimated a lot that day. Even while we were shooting, Dustin was like, "Hey, did you get this?" And I'm like, "Wait, we didn't." And it's because we didn't have a guide to go by.
I've seen so many people go, "Yep, no, we got it. No, we got it. We got it." You didn't even look at it.
Yeah.
That can mess up the scene.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the scene was supposed to be better than what people are seeing because what? Because you didn't look at the footage?
Correct.
Like, come on now. Like, editors can only work with whatever you give them. You can't just be like, "Oh yeah, I didn't do this, but hey, you could just add it in post," right?
Never be afraid of your mistakes. Always embrace them. But I love to talk about my mistakes because it's my biggest glory. My number one thing is to never break the integrity of what I got going on in this film. As a leader, you have to understand that your emotions come last and the integrity of whatever you're working on comes first. And I wouldn't be able to speak about these things if I didn't make the mistakes that I made and turn them into opportunities. This is bigger than advice.
You're not just making art, you're building your legacy.
You are now tuned into the Creators Edition.
Welcome back. I missed you, man.
I miss you too, bro.
Yeah, I like your hoodie.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, man.
Hey,
you know, I really like it too.
You know,
I like your hoodie as well.
we were created to be creators. I think they're asking to see the back too.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay,
So,
no
I think
problem.
so, yeah.
All right.
Just to
Oh,
just
okay.
to show y'all a little, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, see the back of it? Yes, that's perfect. TCE University soon coming to stores. Just had to let y'all know. But yes, welcome back up episode 7, you know. Welcome back to the Creators Edition. This is where real creativity meets real world strategy. I'm Godwin.
And I'm Dustin.
And today we got a dope, I guess you could call it, this is going to be a conversation. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to do just like an episode style. I think we've been doing a lot of that lately. I think what we're going to do right now is we're just going to have a candid conversation. We've both been in the film industry for some time now, and we both have our own experiences. And I think that, you know, let's liven it up a little bit. Let's talk about our experiences and the things we've been through. And, you know, hopefully that can give you some gems. You know what I'm saying? So kick it off to Dustin.
One of the main things we're going to be talking about first is going to be pre-production game plan. So, like, for me, I'm the talent, but you're more on the filmmaking and production side of things. So when it comes to, let's say, building a core team, where do you find your team? Like, what's your process? How do you look for people? How do you get people? Is it word of mouth? Like, walk us through like your process of it.
So right now I'm actually doing that right now. I'm trying to find my team, and because we're about to do a short film this weekend. And the biggest thing that I learned was to make sure that you and the individuals that either wrote the script or are gonna shoot the script or whatever like that, make sure that y'all actually go through it. Because when I was going through the script with my partner, what we realized is that there were shots that we want to shoot. For example, there's a shower scene that we want to do, right? And the shower scene, of course, yeah.
A shower scene?
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to be mature.
No, I'm just saying, like, like, what goes into a shower scene?
That's what I was about to get into.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So the thing is that with the shower scene, you got water, and that's all with the equipment. you got lighting, you got all those type of things that you need to do. You got to make sure that, you know, you got to figure out how you're going to protect your equipment. You got to figure out how you're going to shoot the best scene possible. And, you know, just me or my partner, that's not something that, you know, we're capable of doing. So that's why we have to pull in a grip and a gaffer. So those are two separate, you know, job titles. As far as a grip, the good thing about them is that they're going to be the ones to answer the question as far as like, how do we protect the equipment? How do we, what C-stands do we need to use in order for us to be able to get the...
What's a C-stand for people that don't know?
Appreciate that. So a C-stand essentially is something that you'll be able to rig your equipment to. So rigging basically means attaching your equipment to.
Oh, okay.
Say even with this camera right here, it's on a tripod. I mean, it's not technically a C-stand and you're technically not rigging it to it, but if you could like imagine, you know, putting on a camera on top of a tripod, something similar.
Okay.
So as far as like, for example, if you're putting like lighting on C-stands and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah. So essentially, we need to figure out how we're going to be able to do that. So a grip is somebody that'll be able to actually help us do that. And then as far as like the gaffer is concerned, you know, we are looking for different type of moods and stuff to create, you know, in order for the viewer to actually grab onto. And the gaffer is somebody that's very important because they're part of like lighting. So lighting creates moods and everything like that. So we want to make sure that even we're getting intricate to, say, for example, in the shower, if you're going through something emotional, you want to see the steam. You want to see all of that type of stuff. So you want to make sure that you capture all of that cinematic essence. So essentially, back to the main question about building your core team, there's certain things that you always need: cinematographer, director, producer. But then depending on what you're shooting, will depend on how intricate you have to go into your core team. So I think the best thing for anybody to do is definitely go through the script with your team, be able to actually like line produce it, and be actually able to go through each scene so you can see what you actually need in order for you to successfully shoot that scene.
Thank you. That was a lot of information that I think is definitely helpful for those listening and watching. And even for me, like, I can definitely see me being like a producer or something in the near future. I feel like when I started out doing, because my first main thing was doing like content, doing like skits and stuff, where I felt like I was being the producer for every single skit that was made. And then I'm like, no, I need to focus more on the talent side. But then it's like, I still have to focus on producing. Correct. Because it's my vision at the end of the day. But even with building, like you said, like your core team, like is it like a word of mouth thing? Like where are you finding these people? Is it like a platform? Is it a website?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, like how do you find like these people to work with?
So for me, I do a plethora of things. I don't want to just focus on one thing, because if that fails, then what you're going to rely on. So a couple of things I focus on is one, definitely word of mouth, hitting up my community within the film industry and just seeing who they know, especially in the areas that I'm going to be in. Two, then I use platforms as well too. So not only just Instagram, Facebook, social media, putting it up on your story and things like that, but I use this platform called Backstage. Backstage.com is a great platform. I found a lot of talent on there, and also you're able to find staffing on there as well too. So you could find a lot of great talent on there. I know there's a couple of or a whole bunch of other platforms, but that's the one that I'm familiar with. So those are like the three right there: word of mouth, social media, and then I use Backstage as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm familiar with Backstage. As talent, it's funny. I actually just paid for the like yearly subscription like 2 days ago for Backstage.
Yeah, I should did that.
Yeah, I feel like for any like acting things, and this is for anybody out there as well. Like I feel, when it comes to like everything's a subscription base, right? Some things you don't get your money back on. Like this isn't like paying for like a streaming service like Hulu, Netflix. Like they're not going to pay you back, But stuff when it comes to like acting, so casting networks, Actors Access, and Backstage, like backstage, I just paid for that today too. It was like, it's funny, all my stuff was due at the same time. I'm like, yo,
rent, everything.
That too. But like Actors Access is $68 for the year, or $9.99 for the month. Okay. But I'm like, that's like $120 if you're paying for it by month.
Exactly.
So you get a good like $40, dollars off if you pay for the year.
Exactly.
Plus, it's like when you look at it, it's like $68. That's it. If you get booked for one thing, and let's say it could be a background role, like being an extra, you could get paid $180.
Exactly.
You just paid for 3 years worth of backstage, worth of Actors Access. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I think when it comes to like paying for the yearly subscription. When it comes to all of this, like Casting Networks, I think it's like $200.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, I think it's like $200. I think they're trying to like increase it though. So that's like $200, and then Backstage was like $200 as well. But I got a discount on it for some reason. So I was just okay. But either way, let's say it's $200. Casting Networks is $200, so that's $468. So say $500, right? I've gotten paid doing a commercial for $3,000,
exactly.
$4,000.
Exactly.
So getting booked off of one thing helps pay for all of that, and you keep it for the whole year.
Exactly.
So it's more so an investment at the end of the day. So that's why I look at the platforms, and like I said, anybody out there, definitely make sure you pay for the year. Like if you can't, then obviously do it month by month and try it out. But I think if you really truly want to be an actor or actress, definitely pay for the year, because it's definitely worth it. Like even if you're getting booked for one thing per year, like it's totally worth it. So now to go back into, you said you're filming this weekend. So how big is this short film that you're working on?
So the short film that I'm working on right now, it's only about seven pages. So you can equate a thumb of rules, like you can equate a page to a minute, but you got to add B-roll and all that type of stuff. So I'll say it'll probably be about between 10 to 15 minutes. But the detail within each scene is intricate and is very detailed. And that's why it's really important to make sure that we have the casting the staffing, that can help, not only just staffing, but casting as well too, to help pull off, something that can emotionally capture you within 10 to 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so this short film will be 10 to 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. And then how many actors?
So just one.
Okay.
So it's just going to be one. And there's not going to be a lot of dialogue. The dialogue is going to be within, it's called voicemails. It's going to be within the actual voicemail. You know what I'm saying? But the main character, what we focus on mainly for this is his emotions, how he's receiving this information from these voicemails,
And you got the staffing from Backstage as well?
Yeah, so we got it from Backstage, and we also got it from social media as well too. So yeah.
Now, when you're coming up with like a short film idea or any film or series or anything like that, how do you even plan how long things will take?
Well, the thing is like I said, everything always comes back down to the script. So as long as you are line producing your script and realizing, all right, cool, this right here is intricate. This might require this, and this. All right, this might be this long, or So the thing is, when I first started shooting, that wasn't something that I was naturally doing. I was just shooting it, you know what I'm saying, and not really realizing how time is of the essence. So now what we do is when we go through the scripts, what we try to make sure and realize is that, all right, this may take long. How do we condense it to make it a little bit shorter but still hit the same points, So because the thing is that people don't want to get bored. You want to get to the point, So that's what when you're line producing as well too, you tend to revise as well, because it's just like, all right, we wrote it out, the whole thing, but now let's condense it and make it hit quicker, So before, the short could have been 20 to 25 minutes, but the goal was to make sure that we could get it as close to between 8 to 12 minutes as possible.
It's funny because, like I said, being on the talent side and just coming into all of this and just it already being figured out is like, oh, okay, I just got to worry about my lines, worry about how I look, do it again and again and again.
Exactly.
But it's like hearing the other side of it, it's like, wow, it's very intricate. Like I never realized like how much like goes into it, even just from a crew standpoint.
Yeah.
So like I was going to ask you, like, if you can only hire 3 roles for your project, which would they be and why?
Every project, like if it's
sure. If you can only hire 3 roles for like every project, like what would you say is like your 3 main?
it would definitely be a director, a cinematographer. The last one is tricky. I'll say a gaffer. So the reason why I say a director is because I need somebody to be the captain of the ship, you know, and be able to place everybody where they need to be placed and understand what needs to be done. The cinematographer, of course, is the one that's going to cinematically shoot this, you know, so we visually can see it. Now, I wanted to say a sound engineer as well, too, because sound always makes a film. But lighting, I found out, has been very, very important. Even right now, how we have the lighting, you know, if we didn't have this, it would be completely different. I think, I'm not saying, and this is no disrespect to any sound engineers or anything like that, but I believe lighting sound can too, but lighting can bring an emotion that you may not even realize. I think that's like the creeper, you know what I'm saying? Like the sixth man, you know?
Yeah, I would say we could change it from 3 to your top 4.
Yeah.
Audio is definitely like important. I think you really can't substitute anything for like audio, like because if your audio is bad,
it's bad. It's over.
Like you really can't.
It's over.
There's no saving it
at all.
So,
but lighting, you could, you know, you got Premiere and stuff like that. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because you can color correct things later or fix it in post or whatever the case may be. So
yeah, even right now, like we're refilming because the audio was trash.
No,
you know
this is our second time filming episode 7. Like,
you may have to. I think we should put like some of it in this episode so they can hear it. Feel like you're ready to shoot and do all that. Pump the brakes a little bit, right? Pre-production is where you save money, avoid chaos, and set the tone for a professional set. I think we should do that. This is how vulnerable we are. We don't care. We want you to learn, you know?
It's so bad. Yeah. Like, the audio was so jacked up. But, I mean, hey, it happens. You know, like, you live and you learn, and I think that's, like, one of the main things, especially, like, me doing content. There's so many times I've went out to do, like, man on the street style interviews, and I can't even tell you, like, man, today was a good day. We interviewed so many people, whatever the case may be, and then you go back and listen to the audio and you go, so we weren't even filming, the microphone wasn't on. And then that goes into like using microphones, different types of microphones. Like I can't even tell you how many different types that I have. Like I have Rode microphones, I have DJI microphones, I have Hollyland microphones.
Which one do you like the most?
I've actually been liking the Hollyland ones the most because it's the Hollyland Mark II or Lark II. I like those the most because one, they're magnetic, like the microphones itself, and they're small, like circular ones, like probably like this big. So you could just put it on your shirt and it's fine. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't like, it's not like the Rode mic that I have, like the wireless Go 2. It clips onto like your clothing and stuff, but it's very big. Like you can see it on camera like it's crazy. But when it comes to the Hollyland, it's very like small. You can put it anywhere on your shirt. Like I said, it's magnetic, so you can just have it set up and you're fine. Okay. So yeah, I think the Hollyland, and then the audio is pretty crisp.
Oh, that's
like
good.
I like it. I like it a lot.
That's important.
Yeah. So, but everybody has like their own preference. But I think that right now, especially if it's doing like social media videos, like why not?
Yeah.
So I like it, but I think I'll go through like the different ones though. So based off everything we just spoke about, some of the best practices would be when it comes to working on small projects, doubling up on roles is fine. Avoid sacrificing quality. Hire for commitment, communication, and adaptability, not just technical talent. And always make sure you know what your vision is, okay? Because if you deter from that, it's not good. But needless to say, let's get into like budgeting and scheduling. So now, once you have your team, how do you avoid burning through money?
So that's a great question. And once again, I'm gonna always refer back to the script. The script is important because that's your roadmap. That's basically everything that will tell you what you need and how you're going to be able to accomplish it. And within that is called the script breakdown. So the script breakdown is going to have all these notes as far as how you're going to succeed on when it comes to actually shooting your short or whatever type of film you're shooting. So you definitely want to make sure that as you line produce and you're going through your script breakdown and everything like that, you meticulously budget each scene, each line. And then on top of that, as you do that, you want to add at least 10 to 15% of a contingency, because you just never know what can happen. Say, for example, it snows when you're supposed to be shooting outside. Are you going to not shoot? Is that going to cost more to like try to hire talent for another day? Or are you going to have a backup plan? So these are the things that you need to do in order for you to not just blow through the budget.
When you're breaking down the budget, right? Mm-hmm. Are you the one breaking down the budget and like focus on the budget, or are you hiring somebody to do that? Like, who manages that?
Well, that's a great question. And it's depending on your budget, right? So if I have a lean budget where I don't have enough to give here, and here, I may have to do it. But the cool thing about things now is that, and I'm not saying to rely on it, but you got AI as well now. So, in certain instances, I'm not sure about like any, it'll be cool to have like an app or something like that, that you could put your script in there and it could break it down for you and tell you how much it is to like industry standards and stuff like that. But what will be tough about that is that in this part, especially like with budgets and stuff like that, you want to flex your relationships. That's very important, because say, for example, you need to shoot in a deli and you know somebody that has a deli. Instead of you having to pay $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 to shoot in there, you just tell your homeboy like, yo, listen, I'm gonna put your deli in my short, and you know you're gonna be able to make marketing off of that. That's the cool thing about like just breaking down your script and seeing your resources and seeing who you have in your network. And even if it's not an immediate person that you know, say, for example, if you're in my short and your homeboy is the one that has the deli, I'll be able to use your contacts, So it's always good to make sure that you never have a closed mouth, because closed mouths don't get fed,
Got you. Okay, so for your short film that you're filming, did you already have a producer when you received the budget? Or, what were you going to say? Go ahead.
No, well, the thing is with this short that we're doing, it was an exercise for us, because we get better when we are having more hats, right? When we have more tools in our toolbox. So with this, I wanted to flex my producer role and, really do everything kind of within house. I wanted to see how we can, as far as like creating a budget based off of line producing and seeing how we can do that. So the thing is, what I learned is that when you know a little bit about everything within film, you can never get played, because you actually know how the process goes. So with this short film right here, this is practice for us to get better within different roles that we can't control, like the grip and the gaffer. That's something completely different. But as far as like crunching numbers and figuring out a budget, that's something that we believe that we can control in-house. So that's what we're doing as far as figuring that out.
Oh, okay. And let's go to, 435,
Correct.
Which is the first project you worked on, right? The budget for that, I would assume, would be crazy, because you were able to utilize a college campus to shoot. So like now, say if something does need some sort of astronomical budget, how do you go about getting said money for that?
So there's so many different ways that you could do it. And when we first did 435, in 2018, 2019, I was new to the business funding portion or business funding model, where you're able to use yourself as a guarantor and open up your business and be able to, it sounds like I'm making it sound easy, but essentially you'll be able to get funded through your business. It's not as easy as I just made it sound. But nowadays, it's what I learned is that the best way to create money is to be able to build your own community, right? Once you do that, be able to showcase your work and be able to get, whether it's a capital venturist or somebody who's looking to invest their money. And even if you can't go that route, as far as finding somebody to invest in you or a VC or anything like that, You can do the business funding model. That's a way that you can do it. But the cons about the business funding that, say, for example, you get a credit card, right? They give you 15 months, 0% APR. It takes longer than 15 months to get your money back when it comes to a film, especially a film that you're funding, unless you already have a way of creating that model of getting that money back, whether it's you're putting it through, whether you're selling it online for people to view it, or you have a backup plan where you have somebody that want to invest in it. I would not go the business funding route because 15 months could fly like this, and now you're paying interest on things that you didn't see a return on. So that's the tricky part about business funding. But the best route that I would normally say for people to take is to use other people's money, but there's a whole bunch of different ways that you could get it done. It's just where you're at and who you know.
Got you. So when it comes to even breaking down a budget, do you break it down by department? Like, this is like my cast budget, this is my crew budget, like equipment budget? Yeah,
what I do is for me personally, what I do is I just break it down completely. Once I break it down completely, the first thing I want to do is see what exactly is needed as far as like locations. Locations is the number one thing for me. Once I see the locations, then I go deeper and see what exactly is needed. So if the scene requires, X, Y, and Z, whatever's written there, I want to make sure, all right, if this is too expensive, so say, for example, we want to do a scene within a Chick-fil-A, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Maybe we can't get the Chick-fil-A, but maybe we can get wings and things. Or maybe we can get, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe we can get a place where your boy just opened up a chicken spot and you do it in there. So it's all about being able to utilize your network and being able to understand, all right, this is where I could go to make sure that if I need to get it at a cheaper rate or be able to do that, that's what I could be able to do, But if it's important, like I said before, it's really important to just make sure that you have that network that can be able to help you utilize their platforms and be able to utilize what they have so you don't have to spend as much on your budget,
So now when it comes to like contingency plans, like do you have like that as well? Do you incorporate contingency plans or no?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think it's really important because, like I said before, you just don't know what can happen. So usually what I do is I do 10 to 15% on top of my somewhat inflated budget already, because I already inflate the budget a little bit. And then the contingency plan is like just me doubling back on that just in case, because I don't want to undermine the integrity of the film just because I don't have enough money.
Okay, got you. All right, so let me ask you a question. If you had to cut costs, would you reduce shooting days or would you trim the cast size? Like if you had to choose one and it came down to you had to cut something, like say this is like you wanted a $100,000 budget, but you only were able to get like 50,000. Would you keep the cast size and just like try to shoot in less days, or would you rather shoot more days to get everything but have a smaller cast size?
Well, honestly, the type of director I am, I wouldn't want to make that decision on my own. I'll definitely want to speak to my cast and,
Yeah, but you would have to make that decision on your own for this scenario right now.
The thing is, the reason why I'm saying this is because my thing is I would want to shoot. I won't want to keep my cast and shoot in less days. The reason why I'll have to speak to my cast is because I will want to see if y'all ready to shoot a 15, 20 hour day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to just make that decision for y'all. For me, that's what I would do. But I would want to break it down to my cast like, this is what it's going to look like. We're going to be here for 16 hours every day. You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to commit to that? If not, then I have to trim it. But my first thing is I will want to shoot because I'm ready to shoot. You know what I'm saying? But it just depends on my cast. So, but my first thing is I would want to shoot more hours, but keep my team.
Okay. So, all right. When it comes to like scheduling the shoot, right? How do you go about scheduling what needs to be shot in what order? Because I know I've been on sets before where people shoot out of order. Like they probably shoot backwards or they shoot in the middle, then they come back to the beginning, then they go to the end. Like, how do you go about the shooting schedule?
Well, that's very important because we want to make sure that nobody's rushing to get off set to go to work or to go to another casting or anything like that. So what I would do is normally I'll reach out to my cast, see exactly like their availability and stuff like that. See if they're better in the morning, see if they're better at nights, see if they have to work or anything like that. This is like a formula right here. This is where the science comes in, because now not only do I have to figure that out, but now I have to see, say for example, if it's at a specific location and I have it for a specific amount of time and a specific day. Then I have to see, all right, can I work with what everybody gave me as far as their availability?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the main key thing really is just, you know, being able to speak to your cast and hopefully you have a casting director. If not, that'll be yourself. But you speak to them to figure out exactly their scheduling on a day-to-day basis. And once you find that out, then you can see, all right, which characters could shoot together, who has the most scenes together. There's a whole bunch of intricate things, but those are like that. The main important foundation part is just to make sure you find out, you know, your team's schedule. And then from there, you'll be able to see how you can construct scheduling for the shoot based off of your castings scheduling in their personal lives.
So do you do that like by hand, or do you have like a platform or like app tool or something?
So
like,
there are tools and apps that can help you like scheduling and stuff like that, like Yamdo and things like that. But for right now, what I do is, you know, I make an Excel sheet. I put down as far as like Monday through Sunday, because we can shoot any day, and then like times. And then once everybody lets me know, what I would do normally too, or start doing, is what I'll do is I'll share the sheet with everybody. They put their names and when they're available and stuff like that.
Okay.
And
That's smart.
Yeah, and then once you do that, then I'll be able to, like, you know, if I have to ask any other questions or anything like that, but at least I can have a basis, you know.
Got you. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting to me because, like I said, I never really thought about how much really goes into it. Like ever since I started being on set, like no matter if I'm the lead person, extra, supporting, featured, whatever, I just know I'm coming here. They'd be like, prepare to be here for 12 hours, sometimes 16. And I'm like, all right, like I can't really do anything else. I don't really, the more you think about the time, the more time
goes.
Yeah. So, well, the less time goes by. But so yeah, just hearing like how like all this scheduling comes into play, like, because I've been on a set for it was a Netflix movie called The Week of, and we shot for 30 days in one location, pretty much for a party scene that happens, like a wedding scene. And we also did like a funeral scene as well, like maybe one day out of the 30. But just being there for so many days in one location, wearing the same thing like over and over. And it's like, and I remember I asked one of the assistant directors, and I was like, how many days is this shoot? And then he was like, it's supposed to be like, I don't know, like let's say like, I don't remember, but like 65 days or something. And I'm like, and 30 of them are right now? Like, and he's like, yeah, we already shot like parts of the middle. This is like the middle towards ending. And then we're going to come back around this time and shoot like the beginning. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah. I wonder
like,
what the science was behind that.
Yeah. And I'm like, and what movie probably like 2 hours long. So it's just like to be that on point with scheduling, like it really shows like how important it is. Because I would think like poor scheduling is like probably a top reason why like budgets
it's a nightmare
go bad. Like just poor scheduling. But
because even for example, I was just listening to forgot somebody was talking about Bernie Mac, and they was talking about I think he did Ocean's 11, and he also did another movie with Ashton Kutcher. I forgot the name of it, where he was getting married.
Yeah, no, I like the movie.
Yeah, I just forgot that.
It was with Zoe Saldana.
Yeah. Now I forgot the name. Guess who? I don't know. But anyway, the gist of the story, you looked it up. The gist of the story was that they were supposed to do Ocean's 11, but I think Brad Pitt.
Yeah, guess who?
Guess who, right? Brad Pitt had broke his arm or broke his ankle or something like that, so they had to wait for 6 weeks. But at the same time, this is Bernie's first role as a lead, right? And guess who? So he's just like, damn, what do I do? And according to the story, he ended up like they had to cut his shoot time, and which gave him less money.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Based on somebody else breaking their ankle or arm or whatever. So scheduling is very important, because if you have something else that you got to shoot at the same time, it's just like you can't be at two places at one time. But, you know, just that story alone, it taught me a lot. It taught me, like, one, they would do whatever they have to do to keep the main, like the star of the of the movie.
Yeah.
If they have to cut somebody else's time, that's what they'll do in order to make sure that they will keep the star. You know why? Because the star brings in money. So they would do whatever they have to do to make sure that they'll still bring in that money. You know, so that was just a little story that I wanted to speak about as far as like scheduling, because that just made me realize how important scheduling is, you know.
So now let me ask you another question, right? Would you rather cut a scene or pay for overtime?
Pay for overtime. That's why I got the contingency, and that's why I even a little like doubled up a little bit. I do not. My number one thing is to never break the integrity of what I got going on in this film. So so that's why I make sure to add a little bit on top of the budget and then double up and add a little bit with the contingency, because the integrity of the film is the most important thing, and I do not want to let that go.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense. That's not a bad answer. I'm not mad at that. All right, so now let's get into casting. What is your process? Because I've seen people just say, you know what, I think the most important thing is to just shoot. I mean, I've also done this too. Just like, you know, I just want to shoot stuff, and I don't want to go through like a whole casting process. So I'm just going to hire like a bunch of people that I know, a bunch of my friends. Fun fact, that's actually how it was when I was like doing content. Like when I first started doing content, it was like, I just need people to be in videos. Like, it can't just be me. Like, that was like me putting on my producer hat. So I would ask everybody in my college, like, yo, would you be down? And some people would see the videos and be like, yo, I want to be a part. I'm just like, I bet, extras or whatever, and just do like a whole bunch of videos. But that's just for skits. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, starting off. But like, when it comes to film, is that like this? Is that something that you do, or that is being done by people? Like, do they just grab people and just say, let's just start shooting? Why or why not, if that's what you do or don't do?
So I do not do that anymore, and the reason why is because you wanna level up, just to, like I said before, the integrity of the film. And if you envision somebody doing an actual or being a character, and then when you give them the lines and you tell them the backstory on the character and things like that, and it's not meshing, then it's just going to be a mess, you know, between the director or the person who wrote the script and the actual actor that's going to play the character. That is synergy that needs to happen day one. You know, when I envision a person to play a character, you know, I have a in-depth conversation with them, because the thing is that the character in my mind is not somebody that was created by the actor. So I need to have a backstory for this character as well too, because I need to tell you where he or she was before in the film, during, and then and where you can see them going after. I need to tell you about the types of foods they may like, the things that may piss them off. I need you to also bring your creativeness with this character as well too. So it's a in-depth conversation that I have with the person that's going to play this character. I started to do more of that before, when we was doing Queen of Hearts, for example. I realized that Demita, when she was playing Queen, there was a lot, and she helped me learn this, was that she wanted to know more about the character, you know what I'm saying, in order to help her become the character. So I had to understand that, you can't just write dialogue and think that, the actor or actress is going to understand. You got to make sure that they have a whole story behind them and who they are within this world and why they're important within this world. So you can also give the actor or actress more than just what's on that piece of paper.
Yeah, no, I like that. And I think great job by Demita asking those questions to you, because it definitely helped you a lot. And also that's something that I have started practicing like during like COVID time. Like I was asked to like audition for a role in like a series that was being written. So I was asking like a bunch of questions, like, and probably more questions, like the producer and writer was probably in the same boat as you, like, wait, I didn't even think about all of this.
Exactly.
But I think he did think about it somewhat, but I think I just kept going with questions. I'm like, how old is, like, regular, like, how old is he? Like, what is his parents like? What are his parents like? Does he live with both parents? Was he raised by both? Is his dad Greek? Like, was he in a fraternity in college? Do I want to be like my dad? Like, what was that dynamic like? Just asking so many questions so I can create this person and give a life to them as well. Because I think that also helps the person have like the creative freedom, like the actor or actress have the creative freedom to bring whatever it is to life that you're envisioning, or probably more than what you're envisioning. Because now you're like, yo, I didn't even think about that. What made you do that? Because so many times, like as actors, I can speak for myself for sure. Like I'll read dialogue and I'll go, I don't know what this is about. Like people want like self-tape and like here's the sides. Sides are just a part of the script that they're sending you to read to see how you act it out for self-tapes and auditions. But like I'll read it and I'll go, I have no backstory of what this person is like. But sometimes I might watch somebody's like self-tape and I'll go, wow, you gave this person life. Like you went deep into like an imagination. And I'm like, maybe that's why I didn't get that role or whatever the case may be. But I think that definitely helps when you can give the character life. Because when we watch TV shows, like we think these people are real people. And they're just literally portrayed by
like Tommy. From Power.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how many people hated Michael Rainey Jr. who plays Tariq on Power because they thought it was so real. Like anytime we're watching a show or a movie and there's a character that I hate, that's a great actor. That's a great actress to me. Like recently just watched All Her Fault.
Oh yeah.
All the men in that show, scum. Total scum. Scumbag central. All right? Every single guy. Lawrence. I'm never calling him anything else but Lawrence. Jay Ellis. Your name is forever Lawrence to me. What was the dad name? Peter. Total scum. Never seen a character like him in my life. Oh, did you watch it? Sorry, I don't know if I'm spoiling it.
I did.
Oh, but yeah, total scum.
Some of it's, but I've seen those parts. Like,
okay. Total. Oh, dang. I can't even say. Nah, it doesn't even matter. Yo, this dude was so much of a bad person.
The father, right?
The father.
Well, the father.
Yeah. He definitely not a father.
At all.
He's the reason why his brother is forever paralyzed and in a wheelchair for the rest of his life.
Well, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so cover your ears. Peter is the reason why, and he let his sister take the blame for it her whole entire life. And that's messed up. And I can't even tell you the other part because, oh my gosh, you have to watch it for yourself. But like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's not like, if I seen him in real life, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I hate you. But then I'm like, wait, it's not the same guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he may be a totally nice guy in real life for all I know. So it's just like, it's just crazy to see like how in depth like actors can go with, like I said, her even asking you that question was phenomenal because now when you write your next thing or next things, you're now creating a life. Like that might be even something you include. You might write like, here's a biography, a 3-page, like what this person's life is about. And I think that helps whoever, you know what I'm saying? Like create anything about that character. So that's definitely good. And then you also spoke about picking 2 actors. I think you was getting at like why you wouldn't pick like your friends or whatever, but more like a chemistry read or chemistry test.
Correct.
Which is always important. Like I've been on I don't know what you look like. I mean, not look like. I don't know what you look for, but like I was a part of a chemistry read probably like last year and for a short film as well. And I ended up not getting chosen. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's funny because the director, when she first met me, she was like, yo, I'm writing this story. I really feel like you would fit this part. And I'm like, I don't know what makes you think that, but okay, right? Like I didn't like there was no script for it or anything, but what she had in her mind, maybe it was just how I looked. She envisioned the person to look something similar, and I was like, okay. So I finally got the script after like whatever, like months, and then I read for it. And then it was between me and another guy, and then it was supposed to be, it was two people in the whole film, a guy and his girlfriend, and they're really not on the same page, to say the least. But so it was down to me and another guy, and then two girls for like the other part. So like we're all finalists here. So the two people that she ended up picking, like we all had like singular auditions, and then she brought in everybody for the chemistry. Yeah. So the other guy and one of the girls, they literally had a phenomenal like chemistry, and I was like, and they got chosen for it, and I'm like, all right, cool, you know what I'm saying? So just even, I know some people probably get mad, like, what? You told me I was great for this role. Why would you string me along for so long? But like, no, like that chemistry test is really important.
It is
to pick, because you have to, and I think you said this earlier, you would never undermine the importance of your vision.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's great as well.
Definitely.
But yeah, like when it comes to like even like table reads for like even a bigger cast, like that's important too.
It is.
Like I've seen it with 435, like being around a bunch of actors and actresses reading the script for the first time.
Yeah.
And like seeing how people just bringing their characters to life right then and there.
Correct.
And envisioning the whole thing.
Yep.
And like I spoke about earlier, being on the actor side, and you just like, you might just have sides, which is just a part of the script. Sometimes if you send me 100-page script and I know I'm one character, I'm just gonna search my name.
But that's even a rookie. I always love to point out my rookie mistakes, because I didn't know what a side was when I was it may sound crazy, but when I first started 435, I didn't know to take out just a piece of it and send it to, you know what I'm saying? So even that right there, everything that when you on set, don't look at it as if you didn't do it as you messed up. Look at it as an opportunity for you to be able to do it right the next time. And that's how I always look at things like that, especially when it comes to film, because there's so many different ways of doing things, especially in film. Like I've like even when you were saying they shot for 30 days and they did like different portions of the scene, somebody else could probably do that in 10 days. Or somebody might take longer, but it's always like every set has its own science. So just understand that.
Yeah, no, for real. Chemistry reads are definitely important. Table reads are definitely important. But now let's get into like scouting and locking your locations. When it comes to getting stuff ready, like, so can locations make or break a budget?
Oh, for sure. That's usually, besides like casting and like your staff, locations is one hell of a thing, because we all have big visions and big ideas until it's time to actually pay for it, right? You always want to make sure that when you're doing your line producing, that these locations that you have within your script that you can afford, and that it will fit the vision of what you're looking for. So say, for example, like right now I'm looking for a grip. So as far as locations are concerned, what I did was I sent him a picture of what the places that I need the scene shot that he or she's going to help me with. I sent them a picture of how it looks so they can visualize, all right, because I'm not near the location, the best thing is, of course, to send the pictures. So I made sure to send the pictures to show how much space you have to work with, what it looks like, these type of things. So locking in your locations is definitely important, before like actually getting your team and everything like that. So everybody knows, all right, if this is where we're going to shoot, let's go scout, let's go look at it in person. Bring the whole team with you as far as like grip gaffers and stuff like that, just so they can see what it looks like. So by the time you actually go in to go shoot, that it's already pre-planned.
Yeah. Now, another thing that I know is important when it comes to pre-production would be storyboards and shot lists. Yeah. Now, just explain for the people like listening and watching how important it is to have those two things.
All right, so a shot list is kind of like a director's Bible. You know what I'm saying? Your shot list, essentially, once you go through it, what happens is that it allows you to understand that, one, I didn't skip anything. Two, it also gives you a clear guide of making sure that we could go through this day smoothly. Because one thing that is not your friend when you're on set is time.
No, for real.
That is not your friend. And shot lists and storyboards helps you contain your time. Give you an example. I think I said this in one of the previous episodes. If not, I'm gonna say it right now. When we were shooting Queen of Hearts, and my partner and I, we were shooting at a deli, and we believed that the deli scene, it was gonna be quick. Definitely did not happen that way.
It did not.
And also the thing is, and the reason why is because we did not have a shot list. We underestimated the importance of a shot list, and we underestimated time, and we just underestimated a lot that day. So even while we were shooting, Dustin was like, "Hey, did you get this?" And I'm like, "Wait, we didn't." And it's because we didn't have a guide to go by. We're just going off the top of a dome, thinking that, this is the shots that we need to get, and that's that. But we came to realize that there were so many things that we could have missed and did miss because of the fact that we didn't have a shot list and we didn't have a storyboard. So the storyboard, essentially, it gives you visuals of what you believe the scene will look like, step by step. And we did not have that either. Everything we was going off of was off of the dome. And the thing is that, as the day goes along, you get more tired, you get hungry, things become a little blurry, you know what I'm saying? And you just end up missing things that you don't have because you don't have your storyboard or shot list. So normally a AD would be, or even a PA will help you out with that. But when you have a lean budget, you got to make sure you focus on these things on your own. So never skip steps. You can't skip steps when it comes to film. There's different ways of doing things, but when it comes to making sure that you have certain documents, always make sure you have your storyboard and shot list, so you'll be able to make sure that your timing is on point, and once again, the integrity of your film is on point.
Like that. Because, if you don't have that shot list, you'll be like me on set, just like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
And
it's real, because the thing is that time is one currency that you can never get back. You can't recreate it. So you don't want to waste nobody's time. You don't want to waste your time. And the thing is too, say for example, we shot at the deli, right? If it wasn't my homeboy's deli, we would have to, and say I had it for a specific amount of time. Mm-hmm. The time I thought we was going to be done was 5. We didn't finish till like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So that would have been 2 to 3 extra hours that I would have to pay for. But because I had the hookup, I thought that, I could just relax, but that's not how it should be. You should always be professional when you're on set.
Yeah. Always practice professionalism, right? No matter what.
No matter if you're with your friends or anything like that. No, and I learned that the hard way. Trust me, it costs you a lot. You lose time. You lose the integrity of your team. All of that. So be professional for sure.
Yeah. All right. So let's switch gears. Let's move into production. All right. So day one, setting the tone is your first impression, because this is the first time that most of the cast and crew is meeting. So, how do you set the mood for your projects?
Well, definitely always in the morning. I want to make sure that my team has some type of food, whether it's like coffee, orange juice, anything, just to keep the spirits up. And we want to make sure that we keep our energy high in the morning. People are still, it may be groggy or anything like that. You want to make sure that you keep your energy high. And you just want to have a crew huddle, especially with, especially the production side of it is usually there first. You want to make sure everybody's speaking together, make sure everybody's on the same page, making sure that you already blocked everything already, make sure that you have your notes, make sure everybody have their sides, make sure that everybody is just on the same page, and then you want to just review call sheets, safety notes, key goals of the day, things like that. And you want to be organized. So you want to make sure that if you don't have an assistant there to help you be organized, that you're organized yourself. So that's very important, because what happens is that it establishes culture. Also, as far as communication, like a chain of command, so you know who to speak to. You don't want to speak to director when you could be speaking to the AD. So those are just things like that. So you always want to make sure that you start the day off right, but just being energized, and everybody being proficient and efficient.
That's exciting. I feel like I really want to give this producer thing a chance.
Oh, you will?
What do you mean?
You don't know?
What do you mean?
TCE originals are coming soon. He don't know that yet, bro.
Yeah, man. As long as you write it, let me produce.
Hey, man, I've been working on something.
Like I think. Oh, for real?
Yo, I've been working.
Why you ain't say nothing?
Because I wanted to surprise you here.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, I'm surprised.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Wow, TCE originals. Wow, I can't wait for that. Yeah. I actually been thinking about some stuff too for TCE originals. I mean, obviously we'll have a conversation after this about like how we can make something, but I definitely want, I could definitely talk about this. I definitely want to make like a vertical series. Like,
yeah, we could definitely.
For like Instagram and TikTok, like no longer than like 3-minute episodes. And just like, I don't know, it could be like 10 episodes or something. Like,
we could definitely do that.
Like, if you think about it, that's like 30 minutes in total, but that's like how we used to watch sitcoms, like a 30-minute like episode. But I think like, just a story that can last and like have people like engaged and great storytelling with like maybe a minimal cast, like probably 2 to 4 people.
Yeah.
A couple locations or whatever.
Not too crazy.
But I think it would be fire. Like, I definitely think that'll be good. Like, and y'all could let us know. Like, was that something that y'all would be interested in watching? Because I really feel like, I feel like I'll produce and be in it though.
Yeah, listen. We're going to do this 2026. You heard this now. We're going to do it. Trust me. Trust and believe by the time around the middle of the year, you're going to see some things. So.
Yeah, no, for real.
Definitely get that done.
But yeah, so like time management and communication, because based on what you were just saying before with like setting the tone, like so now you have your chain of commands and everything, like so your communication is pretty much set. But now time management, like who's in charge of what when it comes to this?
So that's a great question. And thing is, normally the director will have his or her own crew, right? So as far as like assistant directors, you can even have even the producers as far as like PAs and stuff like that. The producers are usually the ones that will help you while the directors directing the team and everything like that. The producers and the PAs are usually the ones that's, making sure everything is running tight, the in-betweens, things like that. But everybody has a responsibility to manage their own time. It's not just a particular group of people. Everybody needs to have a shared responsibility on set as far as like time management and just making sure, even for example, as far as the actor, right? Time management means knowing your lines. If you don't know your lines, we're going to be here, keep doing it over because we already got to do it. For me, I like to do scenes at least 3 to 5 times just so I could have backups because I learned a lot that you only do it once or twice, it may not be right or anything. So I like to do things at least 3 to 5 times. Some people like to do it over 10 times. It depends on if we get the moment or not. But say, for example, and this is you doing it the way we would like to see it. Now, say if you're not doing that, now we turn them 3 to 5 times into 10 to 15 times. So now that pushes back the next scene that needs to be shot. Yeah. So as far as like actors go, time management, make sure you know your lines, or even or gaffers. If you say you have lighting that runs on batteries, and say the batteries die, now we gotta go to the store and go get batteries because you don't have extra batteries. So these intricate little details, it may sound like it's not as important, but when we're talking about time is of the essence. So you want to make sure that you're on point in any role that you're playing and make sure that you're doing it to the best of your abilities so we're not wasting time on set.
That makes sense. Because I do recall one time, a couple of times on 435, the writer would change the script every day we were supposed to film. So every time I would go on set and people would be like, why don't you know your lines? And I'm like, I just got it this morning at 5:43 a.m. And then I had work starting at 6 a.m. So I didn't have time to read the new script because it was different from the script that I already, rehearsed. So yeah, definitely spent a lot of time on set because of last minute. Why are you laughing?
Because that writer is I.
Oh, yeah. For real? I didn't even know.
You know what I'm saying?
The writer was this guy.
Yeah. So I didn't mean to keep that out on purpose. But we will talk about that. As far as being a writer, also, I love to, like I said, I love to talk about my mistakes because it's my biggest glory. But as a writer as well, too, you want to make sure people change things up until I've heard stories about this, but I don't think it's efficient. I don't think it's efficient to do that. I think as writers, we believe that the job is never done, but you have to complete it someday to move on to something else. So me giving Dustin new lines and everything like that the day of is not efficient, So what I should have done, because the thing is too, is that say for example, I wanted to add something and now it adds a whole new logistic to the actual script. It's like, that's not proficient at all, because now I have to, say for example, I may have to now pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Where it's not something that I thought of because I'm just rushing. So even as a writer, you want to make sure that your actors, everybody has a script way months in advance, you know what I'm saying? So everything could be based off of that original script and at least everybody's on the same page.
Yeah. Like efficiency definitely matters the most. Like that's definitely what every filmmaker, producer, actor should aim for. Like obviously we're all human beings and we all make mistakes. Like I literally just said efficiently, but it's just like even what you were saying, like people forgetting their lines. Like, it's funny because I actually, like, to me, it just makes for good bloopers when people like mess up on their lines. Yeah. And I'm always there being like a funny guy. Like, you mess up your lines with me in the scene, I'm roasting you. But, but even though when people mess up their lines, like, I also think there's like a good improv moment that can come out of it that some people may not know in the moment, like a director or something. Yeah. Like, but maybe when they're looking at it in post, like, this was like a natural reaction or a natural thing to say in this moment. And I think it's good. Yeah. So, so I always like to see like if anything might make it later on. And I think it builds chemistry, like during that scene, like whatever your scene partner or partners, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it just builds character for you. But
that's even to piggyback off of the improv. Remember in Training Day with Denzel, that famous King Kong line? That was improv. He just said he felt something.
Yeah, and that's great.
And that was one take, one shot, So.
Yeah, and I think that's amazing because I don't even, I'm pretty sure there's a video of like what the lines actually said. Yeah. He like, I like how but again, with asking the questions of like the characters and you bringing them to life, like you embody this person, you then can say things different because there's sometimes like even for you, right? Well, for me, but like you would write stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, this doesn't sound like. Correct. Me, and it also doesn't sound like the character because I feel like I know the character. Like this is my guy. The character is me. I'm him. He's me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna just change it up a little bit. Like when we get on set, like I might, and that's what's good about the table reads as well. Like you get to see like what works, what sounds good, and then you go, that does sound kind of cringe. Let me change that. Correct. Or you know what you should say. And like I know on Power for sure, like actors were like, Woody McClain would be like, oh, let's I want to say something like this. I want to make this joke. I want to do this, and it gets added in. Correct. So I think that's also like a phenomenal thing when it comes to it as well. When it comes down to like the efficiency too, what I was gonna say next is like the blocking. Yes. Like I think that's one of the most underrated things that people don't necessarily speak about. People just think it's like action, cut, action. Like, no, you have to block. You have to see what things look like. Like, you have to take your time with these things when you're on set and you're filming. Make sure you look and you block. You set up the cameras. You set up the lights. If you don't have like that much of a big cast, I mean not cast, but crew, like, and you're doing most of the stuff. Even like today, I feel like it's just the three of us, like you, me, and Janae, and we're setting up this podcast right now, like setting up lights, setting up the cameras. Like, I'm looking here, looking there. Godwin's looking in that camera, and it's like, we have to make sure it's like, oh, move a little bit to the left, move a little bit to the right. Like, that's blocking. So everybody could be in frame no matter what. So don't ever miss any steps when it comes to production, because you're gonna pay for it later. And like you said, currency, you're going to pay for it in time. And that's terrible to do.
Terrible.
But for those that don't know what blocking is, it's pretty much setting up the shot to see exactly what things look like. When people say stuff like back on your marks, it's pretty much like, okay, this is where the camera is. We need you to stop right here. Some people, they tape it. It'll be like a T or an X. And they'll basically tell the actor, this is where we need you to stop at, or this is where we need you to stand. And from where the camera is going to be sitting, this is where we're going to get the best shot of you. So don't pass this mark. Don't move to your left. Don't move to your right. And they do that for like a whole scene. It's like a rehearsal, like a dress rehearsal. Yeah. And they pretty much make sure like, yep, we got everything. Everything is good. And then the actors will come in. Well, on bigger sets, they actually have people called stand-ins where the actual actor or actress isn't the one doing the blocking. Correct. They'll be the ones you see when they call action for real and they're really filming. But before that, they'll have somebody come and stand in place for that actor or actress, and they pretty much are this a similar build, a similar height, weight, skin complexion, hair. I mean, they'll dress them up the same way for the most part too, sometimes, but they'll come and do the blocking for them, and then they'll just explain it to the actor or actress, and then they'll run it through. It's a pretty seamless thing as well. Like, seeing it happen, I'm like, this is so cool. But yeah. I was going to ask, how do you handle on-set mistakes, drama? Like, what would you say was like the most chaotic production day you've ever had?
All right. So we had an actor on set that he had obligations. He was basically part of the union already. Part of the union. And essentially he had obligations already to his agent that he will be available for certain things to do certain shoots that's only union affiliated. Because we're a small production company and we was, it was a small indie series, we're not union, we're non-union. So essentially the actor didn't tell his agent that he was shooting with us because he didn't want to, one, it's a non-union job. Two, his agent would have had to take a cut of it. And three, he's really not supposed to be doing this. So it came to a time where essentially the agent booked the actor for a certain job, and essentially the actor couldn't work with us anymore. Now, if we was still having to shoot, that would have been a catastrophe because he was one of the lead roles. But due to COVID, we had to stop shooting anyway. But it was tough because we were still on set when he had told me. Now, what I think went wrong with that is that initially when he told me, it should have been more of a one-on-one conversation. There's still like people around us. So whenever you have a tough conversation with people around, their emotions somehow seeps into what you got going on. Yeah. So for me, I had to hold my emotions in, and I had to understand that it wasn't a place or time for me to act the way I wanted to act. So as a leader, you have to understand that your emotions come last and the integrity of whatever you're working on comes first. So I had to understand that I am the leader. Everybody's looking at me. I had to make sure that I made the right decisions in that moment. And we were able to talk offline. Now, even the outcome didn't go the way that I wanted it to go. But we stopped shooting anyway because of COVID. So I guess it was like I didn't want to stop shooting, but it would have been tough to continue to shoot because we didn't have one of our leads. So that was one of the biggest problems that I did have on set. And just being able to understand that your emotions have to come last, the integrity of the film comes first, made me realize that I had to like handle it a certain way. So always address your issues privately. That's just life, period. Like, don't ever bring your drama to Instagram or anything like that. Handle it privately. It may be a different outcome where y'all can handle it privately and there's less emotions involved. But if you can't handle it the way that you wanted it to, if you didn't get the outcome that you wanted, it's all right. You just got to move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really much it. You just have to be able the best thing for anybody to do at any point in their life with anything that they got going on is that they have to accept it. If I can't change it, just accept it and move on. I'm still alive. I still got what I got going on. This outcome of whatever I'm in right now didn't work out. Cool. I can't change it. Okay. Just got to keep moving forward. So that's what I had to do.
True. Yeah. Hey, it'd be like that.
Be like that.
Speaking about moving forward, when it comes to post-production, and this is for everybody out there, editors can only work with what you give them.
Big fact.
I'm going to say it again. Editors can only work with whatever you give them. You can't just be like, oh, yeah, I didn't do this, but hey, you could just add it in post, right? Hey, I could just add it. No. Whatever you shoot, whatever you have is the only thing they can work with. They really can't do anything else outside of that.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Not even to cut you off, but it's super important to even in the beginning when you're doing pre-production, when you're doing scouting, when your editor should be with you at every point of the process because they're the one that's receiving all of this information, broken pieces of a puzzle to put together. And if they have one intricate part that's missing, you're done. You're done. So yeah, but going back to what you were saying, it's definitely important to make sure that you capture everything that you need.
For real. Like for any filmmakers out there, like make sure you slate every single take. Make sure you log footage daily. If you can, watch the footage back before you wrap. Shoot extra B-roll. Never be afraid to get more shots than even what's on your shot list. Like, the more, the better. All right? Like, if you have a hunch or a feeling on set when you're filming, just know your editor probably, thank you for that. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you may be looking at things with a naked eye. I've seen so many people go, yep, no, we got it. No, we got it. You didn't even look at it.
Yeah.
You didn't look at it. Yeah. And then you're like, in post, when the editor's looking at it, and you're like, hey, why is like this one person is good, but how come this person is doing this? Oh my gosh, there's no good shot of him doing this. Oh man, now that can mess up the scene. Correct. You know what I'm saying? Like the scene was supposed to be bigger or better than what people are seeing because you didn't look at the footage.
Correct.
Like, come on now. Like, so even with the efficiency part, like taking your time, like everything in film, you have to take your time no matter what. Mm-hmm. So just know your editor will thank you later if you give him exactly what's needed plus more.
Mm-hmm. And you'll thank yourself too.
Exactly. Because sometimes your editor can come with magic based off like something you gave them and it's like, oh my gosh. So that's definitely important. I just wanted to say that. What was the big lesson today?
I think the big lesson is that every hour in pre-production saves about 3 hours on set. The smallest oversight costs big later. Playing hard so production feels easy. I think that the biggest thing that we really needed to cover really is just making sure that everybody understands how time is not your friend on set and how efficiency is everything. We want to get you from pre-production to production, but the only way that you can do that is if you're efficient in what you're doing. So I think that's like the biggest lesson, There's been a lot of times when I was on set that I wasn't as efficient with my time and the integrity of my film, it suffered, because there was just a lot of things that I wanted to see on camera that I didn't get to see because I didn't take my time to make sure that everything was what it was supposed to be. So I definitely want to tell every aspiring filmmaker, make sure that you take your time, slow down and speed up. You know what I'm saying? Don't rush through this, because I'm telling you, at the end of it, you're going to be upset.
No, for real. And just know pre-production is the insurance policy for your creativity. Production success comes from clarity, decisiveness, and a prepared team. The more detailed and realistic your pre-production is, the more freedom you'd have for creative problem solving on set. Godwin, I love the fact that you mentioned integrity. For those that don't know, integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong, unwavering moral and ethical principles. Mm-hmm. So that speaks volumes to the fact that, you said not being efficient caused that ripple effect. Mm-hmm. So it's important.
It's definitely important.
All right. It's definitely important.
Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't be able to speak about these things if I didn't make the mistakes that I made and turn them into opportunities. So never be afraid of your mistakes. Always embrace them. And just make sure that you learn from them moving forward.
Facts.
And that's why the Creator's Chair matters. This is your seat at the TCE's table. Your voice in the process and your chance to ask the questions that move your vision forward from whenever you are in the process. This is bigger than advice. It is about building your creative legacy. So let's tap into what y'all are thinking.
So we have some questions from some listeners. One person said, what's one thing you wish you had prepared before your first day on set?
Definitely that shot list. Definitely.
No, for real.
Yeah, definitely that shot list. I needed that.
And I guess for me, I don't even know.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like every set is like different.
Did you eat? Did hunger ever?
No, I try not to eat like
heavy.
Yeah, I try not to eat heavy because I'd rather just get whatever I need done like for filming. Like I would hate to like eat something and then like
be lethargic.
Yeah, like my stomach is hurting or I feel like I got the itis.
Yeah.
Like, so for me, it's just, I think the main thing before my first day on set anyway is just making sure I know my lines, like what I want to do.
Yeah.
And just being ready to improvise if needed. Because a lot of times as the actor, like practicing my lines, like in front of the camera, like at home, maybe to watch it back or doing it in front of the mirror or whatever the case may be, like it's not the same blocking as being on set.
Yeah.
So it's like a different atmosphere. But just making sure I'm prepared. Like I got my ducks in a row before I pull up on the first day on set. Someone else asked, what's the most chaotic production day you've experienced and why?
I already told you mine, so.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For me, the most chaotic day, I would say it's probably 2 days. No. One of them was actually on set for 435, but it's not like bad. It just was very chaotic because there was a scene where, because the story revolves around a group of 6 friends for the most part. And this was the first time we actually filmed like us having a collective conversation together. But I think we filmed it out of order. Like it wasn't like an introduction. We didn't have an introduction yet. This was like we're already established as a group of friends. Yeah. So it was very chaotic. And at the time too, like we were filming for hours. So by the time we even got to this and we finished eating, again, with the eating, it's like we had the itis and we were just like all out of it at different places. So like trying to have a dialogue heavy conversation between 6 people was like, bro, like brain rot almost.
You think dialogue heavy scenes should be shot before lunch?
I think that just depends on, I don't think it's a lunch thing. I think it depends on when you're doing like your like shot list and like that's really on the pre-production side. So depending on what's needed for that scene, like, does it make sense to shoot it before lunch? Then okay. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Does it make sense to shoot it later on because of where it takes place? Like, I feel like the scene just involved us really being as a group at nighttime. So that's why we shot it at night. But yeah, it was just so like dialogue heavy. Like we were just all out of it by the time we had to shoot. And like I said, it was like late. like probably like 11 at night, and we already were on set from like, I don't know, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So we're just like, then it's just like, no, like the energy's not there. Like, because if one person messes up the scene, we got to do it all over.
Yeah.
So I even know like there was a part, so they were shooting like somebody else's part. I'm falling asleep on the couch. So like it was just a very chaotic like day, like for real. Last question: if you had an extra $1,000 for pre-production, would you invest it in casting, gear, rehearsals, or location security?
It depends. The first thing that came to my mind was casting, because I'm thinking if I could get like a B-level, celebrity or something to be in it, you know what I'm saying? If I could throw you $1,000 cash, cool, you know what I'm saying? That will help the integrity of my film be a little bit better, depending on, the demographic I'm going towards. But then I also thought about gear, because I'm thinking about if I want to do like dope shots and stuff like that, like I could have this gear to like be able to do that. So it's between those two. The like I always say, my number one thing is always the integrity of the film. So whatever can make that better, and I believe either the gear or the casting could do that, then that's what I'm gonna put the money towards.
Okay, no, I like that.
Yeah.
I would say for me, it's funny, this whole episode I was talking about like producing, but I really meant to say like producing like a film or like TV, like series, like TV and film. I actually produced a dating show called Unexpected Love.
Yep.
And
make sure y'all check that out.
Yes, make sure y'all check that out. And I would say if I had a extra $1,000, it wouldn't even be for gear, or because the person we had shooting, he already had all the gear needed. I would say it would probably be for casting. Like we could have just gotten more people to be like interested. Like even if it was like what we paid everybody, like I think like $100 each or something. Like maybe we could have just said $250. Maybe more people would have been like inclined to like. Some people probably looked at it like $100. I don't want $100. I want more money. But $250 could have enticed a lot more people to be involved. Or we could have kept it at $100 and just had more episodes come out.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So I think in that aspect, I definitely would have did it for casting though, for sure. So yeah. We encourage you guys listening and watching to submit answers to the Creators Chair questions for potential features. Also, go back and listen and watch episodes 5 and 6 for the full foundation of pre-pro to execution. And be sure to click that link in the bio, all right, to get the free TCE full production workbook. And until next time, keep creating boldly. Build smart. You're not just making art, you're building your legacy. And just remember, we were all created to be creatives.
Nice.
The creator.